Previously on Netting Up.
What's up, everybody? Nicholas Kusmich here, and in this episode of Netting Up, I'm in Park City, Utah, here at Mastermind Talk. What's up, everybody? Nick here. Morning of day 3 here in beautiful Park City. As you can see, the view is gorgeous. What I didn't factor in, however, was the fact that we're at 8,000 feet above sea level, which means altitude is a real deal. Having a little trouble breathing, kids not sleeping well, extra tired, but fortunately, they sell oxygen in the can. So I've been on this stuff just to kind of like keep me up and focused and going. We're on the final stretch here at Mastermind Talks. I'm gonna again take you behind the scenes, have some conversation, show you a little bit what's happening here. And if you ever travel altitude, don't forget your oxygen, stay hydrated, and that'll take care of a lot of things for you. Pulled aside my friend Gareb, Shamus here, creator of the whole like Comic-Con experience and the movement that's come of that. You're known for, I mean, one of the most recognized brands and experiences out there. But what I think would be cool to talk about is our people are entrepreneurs. Yep. And there, you know, there's a reason why you got into what you got into, and I'm sure there's some life lessons that you could pull or entrepreneurial lessons that you could pull. If someone trapped you in a corner and said, hey, like, from everything you've done with the magazine, with the experience, with all that, what would be kind of the lasting piece of advice that you could give someone that they can kind of take and run with?
Oh, cool. Well, I think everybody is a superhero at something.
Right.
So when I talk to people who are entrepreneurs, being a superhero is all about excelling at something beyond your peers. And just taking the first step to be an entrepreneur
is the first step. Yeah, right.
And that really elevates you beyond almost anybody else that has an idea, has a thought, but hasn't actually made that move towards doing that.
And what would then, like, for the ones who have taken that first or second step, like, I'm an entrepreneur, what are the next few steps to really kind of excelling and embracing the superhero in them to really kind of shine and bring the difference that they're looking to bring?
A lot of it is creating your own vision for what you want to do with your life. And it's not just about what you're doing now, but it's where you want to be. And I think as long as you're always looking far into the future, it makes it so much easier to design your path now. Because when you don't know where you want to be, it's hard to figure out where to go.
Right.
But if you know that you have, you know, tunnel vision on this is what I want to be one day, almost everything falls into place. And when you're open about it, and when you share that with the people around you, they want to help you, they want to get there. And a lot of times people keep that to themselves. And by sharing it with other people, they can help you get there.
Love that. So you heard it from Gareb himself. Be the superhero, embrace it, find the path that you want to go, tell people about it. And then just put your head down and make it happen. You find the universe aligned to make it happen. So thank you, my friend.
Absolutely.
I appreciate the
My
advice.
pleasure.
Thank
This
you.
is great.
Is it 4 hours or 4 miles?
I have no clue. I'm with my friend Jayson Khalipa. If you don't know him, you need to pay attention. 2008, finished gold in the CrossFit Games. 2013, second or third?
2014, I took third, yeah.
Third, 2013, second.
Yep.
Anyway, and a long stretch in between. And get this, like, how many competitors in 2008?
300.
300. How many competitors 2013, 14?
Like 400,000.
400,000. This guy's the top of the food chain in one of the most difficult, toughest sports that exists. So I wanted to just pull him aside and ask a simple question. Like, look, there's a lot of entrepreneurs watching, looking to achieve goals, looking to accomplish things, and maybe struggling with it, or just like looking for hacks or things that they can get their mind around about accomplishing these things. I thought no better dude to be able to speak to this than you. What would you, if someone had only 30 or 30 seconds to a minute with you and said, hey, what can you speak into my life to help me achieve these things? What might you tell that person?
And I think each entrepreneur, like, so we have a business and I've competed, is why are you competing? Why are you in business?
Right.
Like, know why.
So the why.
Yeah. And then understand what your goals and objectives are, and then ask yourself every night on a micro scale, like, am I doing everything in my power today to put me in a position to be successful? So like whether it's CrossFit Games, it's every night before I went to bed, I say, hey, am I doing everything in my power to put me in a position that 6 months from now I will win? And then by the time I get to that goal, I've done everything in my power so I can go there and feel confident that I've put in the work to win.
Awesome. And we were talking about this actually in the morning in the van on the way to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I forgot how you worded it, but you said when you restructured your life to see, well, how did you call that? That was just such a brilliant thing that I'm going to take with me.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, for a while, I was trying to grow a business, be a champion, and be a good father and husband.
All at the same time.
And I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out a lot. And so I started thinking about each facet of my life like a workout, as many reps as possible, AMRAP mentality.
Oh, AMRAP, yeah.
Yeah, when I'm doing an AMRAP, that's all I'm doing. And so I started thinking about the presence and the focus I take to a workout. How do I take that to each thing in my life? So when I'm in meetings, I'm in meetings. When I'm here with you, I'm here with you. I'm at home, I'm with home. And it really started to segment my day, made me prioritize it, have my focus, then switch gears throughout it. And my productivity went through the roof, and the results were there.
Yeah, so you heard it from the guy who's done it, not just some guy who's thinking about it. Now you know what, you got to do one thing left. Go ahead and do it. Thanks, Jayson.
All right.
All right, brother.
Hey, puppy!
Ju and I just started the hike. We kind of want to finish it. We're like 5 minutes in, you say?
Yep.
We're like 5 minutes in, and feels like 3 hours in. We might not make it. We might just stop right here. Let you know how the rest of this goes.
We'll just roll back down. It's all
Yeah,
good.
we'll roll back down. We'll see. Day 3, Mastermind Talks, rounded it up. I thought I'd pull aside Jordan Harbinger because so much of our audience, Jordan, is like, I know I either need to do a podcast or they already started the game, but they are probably doing it incorrect. And just from my perspective, Jordan is like the grandfather, godfather of podcast. You were doing podcasting before podcasting was a thing.
That's right.
Like you're on year 12 now?
Yeah, this is my 12th year.
Okay.
2006, something like that.
And for perspective, his newest show, Jordan Harbinger Show, 8 months old, 4.7 million downloads a month.
Yeah.
If you're going to learn podcasting from anybody, this is the guy to do it. So, but you have some opinions about it.
I do. I do have strong opinions about it.
So let's talk first to the person who is not yet, but thinks they need to have a podcast. What would you say to that person?
I would say you probably do not need to start a podcast, and I mean that. I think a lot of authors, bloggers, video people, whatever industry you're in, it's like, oh, I need to do this because it's like being on Instagram.
Right.
Like you kind of have to do
the
it.
thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it, and it's a lot of extra work. You know, when you have a blog, if you don't want to write, you can hire someone else to write, and then nobody knows it's not you.
Right.
If you're on YouTube, for example, you can't just have somebody else do all your videos, but those are 2 minutes long. You can slow them down. With a podcast, you're there for 10, 20, 60 minutes long. You can't outsource that to someone else. So bear that in mind. And also, I do shows that require 7 to 10 hours of prep. I know people think, oh, I don't have to prep. I'm going to be all natural. It doesn't look as good, and your work's going to suffer. And then you're going to go, wait a minute, now I got to edit this. Now I got to upload it. Now I got to host it. Now I got to write show notes. There's a lot more to it that I don't think people realize, and that's why most people quit doing a show somewhere around episode 9, I think it is.
Yeah.
So the trick is, don't ever start. You don't have to do it.
Which is interesting. You telling me that about a year ago is the reason I didn't start a podcast.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. You gave me permission. And I think one thing that people don't realize is you are maybe, and I don't say this to blow steam up your ass, you're one of the best interviewers I've ever heard.
Thank you.
I think there's a lot of people who are just like, oh, I'll start a podcast. I'll ask the same 90 questions that everybody asks about everybody, and I think I'm going to have a great podcast. So you're probably not as good as an interview as you think. So you heard it from the man himself, Jordan Harbinger. If you want to follow him, where's the best? What the name of the show? Jordan Harbinger Show.
That's right. At Jordan Harbinger on Instagram or Twitter. You can always email me, jordan@jordanharbinger.com. I actually read my stuff and reply.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Here, bumped into my friend Chris Zaino, and look, Just for perspective, if you don't know who he is, number one, built the largest chiropractic practice in the history of the profession.
Yes.
Went on to win Mr. America and Mr. Universe, as you can tell by those
chicken and
yeah. But then in the middle of all that, after having this great practice and still practicing and doing all this stuff, you started this amazing project called I Am Hero.
Yeah.
And I think it speaks to the state of where a lot of entrepreneurs are right now. So if someone had a minute with Chris Zaino and said, man, just what do I need to do to get out from where I am to where I need to be, what might you tell them?
Well, I think it's self-awareness that if you're watching this right now, number one, it starts with a conversation you don't want to have with anybody else. So for me, I was feeling depressed, lonely, numb, disengaged, unfulfilled. But I checked off all the boxes.
Despite all the success.
I'm blessed. Why would I feel this way?
Yeah.
And I realized I was just grieving my potential. So when you guys start to feel depressed or unfulfilled, it really means it's time for evolution or expansion. It's not an end to something, it's an evolving.
Love that.
And you have to ask yourself, what am I not expressing? What is that thing I would love to do someday, or ... someday? And now you start experiencing that. So it's not about quitting your job. It could be like, how can I bring more value to my workplace that makes me feel fulfilled? Or if you are on that cusp, we're like, listen, I'm ready to make the jump to do that thing that I always wanted to do, that I forget to eat, I forget to sleep. It's something that brings me oxygen and life. And then that's what those feelings are telling you to do. Because if I just stayed where I was at, it was comfortable, but it was still tormenting. So why don't we go after what makes us happy and fulfilled, and knowing that there's other superheroes, like Nick's a superhero in my life, that could help clear the fears and the fogs. That's why you don't do it, because you're afraid. And there's other people and superheroes in your life to help guide the path to get you to where you want to be.
So what would you say are, in fact, the first two steps to clear the fear and the fog? Is it to find the tribe and then have the faith and the confidence to take that initial first step towards that thing?
Well, absolutely know you're going to do it. And then as soon as you say, I'm going to do this, write down all your fears and things you don't know. Like, I don't know how to do a Facebook ad like Nick does, right? So then all your fears and fogs, put them on paper. Number one, when they're on paper, you disassociate and they don't sting. And when they're on paper, now they become new goals and objectives for the next year. And you destroy them. And then you hire, you partner, or you learn the skills, and then that piece of paper, that's the only thing that's stepping between you and your dream.
Love that. You heard it from the man himself. Only one thing left to do, and that's to actually go out and do it. Thanks, brother.
Thanks,
I
brother.
appreciate you,
man. Always.
So, short. Nice. The Wookiee is in the house.